I sit and I meditate. My third eye will open and I feel just great. A little yoga.
Green tea. Feeling good, all right.
Sitting around in that pink and white light. Rise from the bickering, rise from the heat. Satisfy my soul, be wise and upbeat. Love everything from the rocks to the fluff. I'm here to learn. Boop, bop, boop, bop. Boop, bop, boop, bop. We're here to learn stuff. We are connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling, by the love we're feeling. We are connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling, by the love we're feeling. We are connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling. The human mind is a broadcasting machine. Everything you're thinking flows out in a stream. Thoughts can trap or set you free. So think of what you wanna be. Human mind is a broadcasting machine. Human.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Huh? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Your mind makes true the things inside your heart.
Checking. Hello, hello. Am I still testing?
Radio, the message to the masses that you choose to live in peace and happiness. A manifest just serenity. Think that's what you wanna be. Only the good, like a wave, will come on in. The human mind is a broadcasting machine.
Oh, you're married? Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay.
Give you your dream. Give you your dream. Human mind is a broadcasting machine. Give you your dream. Give you your dream. Give you your dream.
Soul song. I give you my joy song. Give you my love song.
Give you my love song. I give you my soul song. I give you my heart song.
I give you my joy song.
Give you my love song.
Give you my love song. I give you my
soul song. I give you my heart song.
I give you my joy
song. I give you my love song.
Give you my love song. Give you my love song.
Good morning, everybody. We're coming in with a little music this morning. Thank you so much. Welcome to everybody here. Once again, we're gathered together. I know it's hard with the mask, yet we know what's inside is your divine self, and we just honor that and honor who you are today and love you right where you are, including those people who are online. And we have a special treat for music today. We bless you all that I'm Reverend Jay Lang, and we appreciate all our crew back there, Jay Brooks, Shauna, Joseph, Branessa is here, so we appreciate them. And our music today is Narayan and Janet. Well, let's bring them in and open us up with a community song.
We're going to do Walking in the Bliss. Walking in the Bliss, walking in the bliss, repeat ad nauseum. I don't like that. So if you want to stand up and just walk in the bliss a little bit, you can, or you can sit down and relax in the bliss, or you get to do whatever you want with the bliss. Did you do that, Shauna?
Does anybody feel like standing? I mean, this is a walking in the bliss, so we can just walk in place. Here we go. Walking in the bliss, 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 walking in the bliss.
How fun. What a song that you can not only experience it as a community, but it feels like we're walking in the bliss and we are one. So lovely, lovely. Let's give them another round of applause.
So I understand my microphone was not working the first time. So let me say it again. Welcome to everybody. I'm Reverend Jay Lang, and a welcome to everybody either here in person or online. We just know that this is one community, that we are together, whether far or near. And we appreciate everybody's engagement in this community, because together we are raising consciousness. We like to repeat our vision and mission statement when we begin, because it's affirming that which we're doing together, which is this consciousness raising. So if you'll look up on the screen and read with me our vision. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. As I mentioned, a glorious affirmation for this morning, that we just acknowledge that we are each doing our part in community and in the communities that you are in beyond this, and the work and the play and the love and the relationships you have out of here. So thank you for all that you do and all that you are. Before we get started in the sacred part of our service, I do want to give you a few announcements. I think you might get tired of me talking about it, but I need to keep talking about it, and that's our Sip and Savor. You got postcards today, coming up September 18th, starting at 2:30, a wine tasting, art auction, silent auction that's going to be online a few days beforehand. We're still seeking donations for the auction. If you have art or vacation rentals or wine or anything like that, wine tours, we would really appreciate you donating that, as well as we're also seeking wineries to pour at that event. I know that we are still challenged with health concerns, but we're going to be outside in the courtyard. And if at that time we need to have masks outside, we'll do that. But we're thinking that it'll be an event that we can have the auction items and music playing and wine tasting. And then we'll have a more formal presentation, because it's about celebrating cultural diversity. So we're going to have some people we're honoring who have helped create diversity here in Napa Valley. And then we'll be having this live auction and just a celebration of this community. So tickets are now on sale. There's information about that, all the information you need. So take this goes handily on your refrigerator or wherever you keep these kind of things, or take some with you, take as many as you want, and pass them out to friends and family and invite them to be a part of this. Once again, tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. You can buy them right now. Right now, there's a discount for early bird and for discounted tickets, and especially if you buy 2 tickets, there's even a greater discount. So consider that. Until the end of this month is the early bird discount. And the other thing we'll let you know about, I've been talking about it a lot, but we are beginning a practitioner class here starting on September 21st. If you're interested in that, the registration is online. You have to have at least 4 science of mind classes, and I can work with you on those classes. I'd be glad to do that, so we can have a group of people. And in fact, we're having some people joining us from the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, so we'll have a bigger class, and looking for maybe other of these medium-sized centers, maybe that only have a few people, to be part of their practitioner class. So that'll be fun to be a part of it as well. It'll be a hybrid class, and to be a part of that. And then other things that are coming up, we have ongoing things going on, including obviously our services on Sunday. Tuesday, we have A Course in Miracles with Michael Coleman. Wednesday, we have meditation here in person at 6:30. We've been meeting outdoors. I think that's a nice thing to do, because then we don't have to wear a mask. And then Sunday tonight is the second time, just the second week we're doing this. We're having a new kind of recovery group called the Dharma Group, which is based on Buddhist principles. And that's with Amy. And if you want to know about her email, it's available on our website. And Starts at 7 o'clock tonight, or you can just show up. It's definitely a recovery group, but it's a different kind of recovery group that we're excited about because it's based on the middle way, which I think is a good way to go through recovery. Personally, I found. So the other, and then we have on Friday, the 20th of August, we're having a picnic out in the courtyard. Bring your own food. Won't be a sharing picnic, but it'll be a chance to gather outside. Saturday, September 11th, we're having an interfaith peace commemoration. That's a 20th anniversary of September 11th. So we're doing it with a rabbi and an imam and progressive Christians that are here, that we're going to come together as one during that. September 18th, you know what that is, Sip and Savor. Then September 25th is the new date that I want to tell you about. So the School of Spiritual Leadership, the ministerial education that I'm a dean of, is going to have their graduation ceremony on September 25th at 2 p.m. at the Santa Rosa Center for Spiritual Living. But here's the thing that's exciting to me. Last year, they were supposed to have a graduation when the campus was still at Santa Rosa, and they had to cancel it because of COVID. This year, we're having it. So the graduates from last year are going to join us for this year, which includes Kristen Moore. So Kristen Moore will be here, and I think it's a great time for us to love her up, attend the graduation ceremony, and celebrate her. And she's already a senior minister in Virginia, and that she didn't go through the graduation ceremony. And I think often there's something incomplete if you don't walk over the bridge, so to speak. So we want to be able to. So there's 3 Saturdays in a row right there: the interfaith commemoration, Sip and Savor, and then the graduation on the 25th. So that's exciting things coming up here. So, and now let's have a little more music as we begin the sacred part of our service.
Thank you, Dean J.
October 3rd, we're going to do a concert here. So that's on a Sunday. It'll be after the service. Hope you can make it. We are too.
Dancing in the back and then concerting in the front. Oh, I can't wait. Golly. Are we meditating? Okay. Let it go to the light. 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 From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I met again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I met again.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, my name is Branessa Kunitz, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here and a ministerial intern, and sometimes your spiritual teacher in some of the classes. But I just want to pray us in this morning and give you a little insight talk. Yes. Good to be with you. So let us pray. So I just stop in this moment to recognize the one power, the one presence, that oh so sweet, infinite intelligence that I choose to call God. And God is my source, my support, and my supply. God is love, ever expanding and pouring out its goodness in, through, and as all of creation. And that creation includes me. This intelligence is within me right now. And what is true for me is true for everyone here, everyone online, and everyone and everything everywhere. For there is no spot where God is not. And so it's in this knowing that I realize and affirm for myself and everyone that all that I need is within me right now. That the peace that I seek is within me right now. The joy that I seek is within me right now. The bliss, which is a whole nother level of joy, is all within me right now. And so I just claim and affirm a full and fuller expression of all good, a fuller expression of peace, of joy, of harmony, of ease and grace, and of allowing life to just be and to unfold perfectly, just like this service today. So I speak a word for Reverend Jay and his message in a moment, and for everyone here. May you find the deepest peace and love and harmony that you seek. And I just give thanks for it in advance, knowing that it is all good right now. And so I confidently let these words go and let them be. And so it is. I just invite you to stay in that sweet space for a moment, allowing it to sink in. Maybe take in a few deep breaths. The sweetness of being, yes. You all look so relaxed. I don't want to interrupt you. But I do invite you back to this space when you're ready. Just looking at you had me even more relaxed. Oh, welcome. I'm also giving your insight talk today, which I totally forgot about. And it's about a spiritual tune-up, so it's all going to make sense of why I forgot about it as soon as I tell you. So what had happened was, no, I've been in a really, really, really good place, energetically speaking, but I've definitely been on the go. So July 13th, I take off for a week to New York to see my brand new grandson, who was 2 months old at the time, almost 3 months. And that was my first time seeing him. Oh, those babies, I haven't held one in so long, or, I can still remember what he smells like, and like his skin, the memory's not gone of the feeling, and he's coming back or coming to see me in September. So I can't wait. So full of joy, right? To go on a tour, on a cruise around Manhattan. Like I've been to New York 3 times, but that was like the most fun I had in every kind of way. I come back for a week and I have to do a paper for school. I have 2 classes left to actually have Reverend in front of my name. Pray for me, please. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Did I say that on the mic? I did. Okay. So keep me in your prayers, please. There's that part. And then I go off to San Diego right after that, a couple days after my papers due, to see my youngest son. I have 4 sons, all adults, but my youngest son graduated from Marine boot camp. And so that was also lovely and also a perfect and beautiful trip. And I started a new business. I have a new client. Like, everything is good, but that's a lot of movement and a lot of doing. It's all out, right? External energy out. And yes, I do my meditation and prayers every day. I don't know how I'd be if I didn't, right? I always say my meditation is my medication. If I'm in victim consciousness, ask me, am I off my medication? I mean, my meditation, right? But I've been on my meditation. but still I could just tell, self-awareness on the spiritual path, you develop more self-awareness ideally, right? And you can just tell when, I wouldn't call it that I was off because I felt really on, but I could tell that there was too much energy going out. And so I had to pull my power back. And so that's why I could easily talk about a spiritual tune-up, because it's happening all the time, right? Isn't every morning when we wake up in the morning, we open our eyes as an opportunity to have a spiritual tune-up. Hey, self, how are we feeling? I got a pit in my stomach. Am I waking up with a smile on my face? Where am I? That's okay. It's all welcome. Right? Yeah. So Thursday night, I was like, no alarm for Friday. I'm letting that day just be and let it flow, so that I can regroup, pull my power back, get back in living in close contact with the indwelling spirit. And so I'm always embodying this consciousness, but still we have to make space for it. So there is the concept of action through non-action. There is doing in the being. And so I live that too. So anytime I feel I'm too much out, I'll do whatever is necessary to give myself a spiritual tune-up. I'll say no to people. I'll say no to myself and all those things I need to do, and just stop and create that spaciousness so that I could get that spiritual tune-up. So when they say slow down so you could speed up, or you can just slow down for the sake of simply slowing down, right? And giving ourselves that love. So that is my message for you today. I hope some of it resonates. Yeah. Anybody know about that energy going out too far? Somehow I thought so. So anyway, I hope you enjoy your day. It was good to be with you.
I think that was a perfect introduction to the song.
God,
So let's just.
That was awesome. And I didn't think energy going out, but I just wanted to introduce our friends to you guys, because we found you guys and you're so amazing. This is Polly, Simon, and Gary Eisenberg, Lucy and John working right there, and Gabe and Karen. And she used to sing with us.
Ben.
Oh, I'm
Ben.
sorry, Ben. I
Ben
said
and Karen.
Gabe? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So we love these people so much, and we're so glad they're here.
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. How's everybody feeling? Is there room for improvement at all? Oh, good, good. Then this is the right song. The road to happiness can be a short or distant road. It can be rough, it can be sublime.
But if I want tomorrow to be better than right now, all I got to do is take one step at a time. Feel better than I did just a minute ago. I'm gonna feel better than I did just a minute ago. I'm gonna feel better than I did just a minute ago. I'm gonna do it. That's what I know.
Well, I'm gonna take a step on the road to beautiful world. I'm gonna take a step on the road to beautiful world. Yeah, I'm gonna take one step on that road to beautiful world. Oh yeah, we'll do it. That's what I know.
I'm gonna feel better than I did just a second ago. I'm gonna feel better than I did just a second ago. I'm gonna feel better than I did just a second ago. I'm gonna do it. That's what I know.
from here all over the world. I'm gonna spread some sunshine from here all over the world. Oh yeah, I'm gonna slather sunshine from here all over the world. Oh yes, I'm gonna do it. That's what I know. I know it.
Go.
No go.
Then I'm gonna go out.
Go out.
Spread my wings to a million things that make me wanna jump and shout.
What?
Jump and shout.
Jump and shout.
I think you said it first.
Jump and shout. All right, all right.
Well, I said jump and shout too.
Jump and shout.
It's a good thing to do.
Better. She said jump and shout. Let's feel better. Jump and shout.
I feel
Better. Better.
jump and shout.
Yeah. Done better. She said jump and shout.
She said jump and shout.
Such delightful music. You guys are so fun. Just I want to pull up a beach chair and just hang out for a while, right? And we'll get the chance to do that on October 3rd. So they're going to be back, I think, on the September 18th or 19th. 19th would be the day after Sip and Savor, and then October 3rd for your concert. So that'll be great. All right. So today we started a new theme last week. There's an echo. I like myself, but I don't like myself that much. So, of walking in the wilderness, and I love this topic because wilderness is you don't have to go to the wilderness to experience wilderness. Let me just say it that way. To me, it's a code word, a word that means taking time away from your regular life. To take a few moments just to be. If you think of the wilderness, it's a place of the wild, a place that's untamed, a place that's away from people and the noise, just to take a few moments. And it could be a walk, it could be a bike ride, it could be meditation, it could be spending time in nature, it could be any number of things, but it's meant to kind of reset and rejuvenate. And we need this on a daily basis to take the time to do this. And I think it is a way of opening up. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, as well as those people who are more unity related, the Fillmores did the same thing. We share the same teacher, Emma Curtis Hopkins, that taught both the Fillmores and Ernest Holmes and many other people. That they all believe that heaven is a state of awareness of our divine nature. And to experience his divine nature, sometimes we forget it in our daily lives. So to spend some time in wilderness or away from things, a time of just quieting the outside so we can pay attention to the inside, rejuvenates us, and we can experience this divine nature, experience heaven. And we also know that when we're able to do that, we can recognize the heaven, the divine, and other people as well, even if it's well hidden. But the truth is, it's often hidden we hide it from ourselves also. We stay busy. We're so busy, we don't even remember what we were so busy doing often. We're just busy. And I know that there's activity in the world. You're doing great work. You're doing great things to be conscious beings in the world. And to sustain that, it's important to take time away and just to be. Now, all the spiritual masters and teachers and prophets of old time, and prophet, by the way, is not necessarily somebody that can see the future, but someone, the true meaning of it is a truth teller, that they told the truth, that they spoke the truth. So all of them went to the mountain, went to the desert, went to somewhere away to recharge and rejuvenate. So we learn from our masters, from our teachers, from our prophets, gurus and saints, that we need to follow that tradition to do that. I have been fascinated with the wilderness since I was a kid. My family went to, we lived in Texas at the time, and we drove hours and hours, probably 10, 12 hours to get to Santa Fe. And there we stayed at a friend's cabin, which was in the Pecos Wilderness. And it was the end of this dirt road, the last cabin at the end of this dirt road. So it's literally on the edge of the Pecos Wilderness. It was a nice cabin. It held room for several families that would go there with us. But I remember just loving to explore this wild area untouched by anybody. The river that went through there, the Pecos River, and the woods, and going on hiking trails. It was just amazing. And I continued that as a teenager. I would go friends. We'd go to wilderness areas. My favorite one was called the Wichita Mountains. It's in Oklahoma. And that particular area, the hills are rounded from the ancientness, and they let the buffalo roam freely in there, just like if you've ever been to Yellowstone, they do that. And so to sit up on these hills and just feel the presence of spirit, you would feel this gentle wind. I didn't even know what to call it exactly then, but the gentle wind is what indigenous people would say would be spirit itself. And you could feel this presence and feel the calmness. And as a teenager, that was so helpful to be able to feel. And I continued that as a dad. I took both of my sons into wilderness. We did backpacking trips to get them to experience that. I know many of you did the same thing, Kirk. I know you did that. And my kids have now, with their families, are taking them camping in the wilderness areas. So that tradition, but it's more that, like I said, it's more than that wild area, that untamed area, because what I'm really talking about is this code for taking time away from things, just to be connected. I remember when in my early 20s, when I was reading Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda's book, he talked about going to the desert, to 29 Palms in the California desert, and for retreat and meditation. And I couldn't figure out why anybody would go to the desert. I mean, I was a mountain person and forest and, rivers running. Why would you go to the desert? But I didn't fully understand until later what that meant. You go to a minimal place so you don't have so many distractions. I know when I would go to the wilderness, I still, as an adult now, I have enjoyed going on solo trips. And to now in California, it was in Colorado, but now in California, up to Tahoe area and the Monterey area. And I love that because my experience would always be the same when I began my backpacking trip, that the first 24, 36 hours, there was no other people around, but there was a lot of noise in my own head. And it took a while for that to quiet down. And I needed several days for that to quiet, and then find the voice was spirit or nothingness, just a beingness, which was good too. Isaiah, the prophet in the Bible, probably my favorite Bible verse is from Isaiah, who says, a voice of one calling, in the wilderness, prepare the way for spirit. In other words, clear away the obstacles. So go into the wilderness. I don't know if he was talking about a real wilderness or not, but he was saying the voice of one, the voice of Spirit is telling me to go into the wilderness and prepare the way for Spirit to remove the obstacles. It goes on to say, make straight and smooth a highway for our God. Highway? I mean, there were no paved roads there, but he's talking about the highway there. Make a straight and smooth a highway for God. Every valley shall be lifted up, every mountain and hill shall be made low. The uneven ground shall be level, and the rough places a plain. And the glory and splendor of Spirit shall be revealed. So it's just removing those obstacles and being present with what is in that moment. And we need to go there. We need to go to that wilderness. We need to be aware of that. We just need to let go of what that is so we can find that place. Now, I have made another realization. One thing has been revealed to me that I'm giving up solo backpacking because the last few years I've had, I had an equipment failure where my backpack broke. And then I had a physical challenge where I had vertigo and had trouble getting out of the wilderness area. So I either had to decide to go with a group so that we could support each other, or not do backpacking, do go into the wilderness. And the solo part of it was important to me. So this is the week that I usually go on a trip around my birthday. So I'm doing some camping in Sonoma County near the Russian River, and enjoying that and taking my kayak and enjoying that time, because the most important part is the wilderness is being alone, not about how far I can go, which was when I was younger. That's what it was about going, so far away, I didn't see anybody for days, and if I saw somebody, I would just go deeper into the wilderness. But the problem with going deeper into the wilderness is if you get in trouble, you're really in trouble. So I don't want to take any risk with that. But I am committed to this solo trip. So I know that other people are. Vanessa's heading to New York, although there's a lot of people around. That's a restoration, a rejuvenation. Jay Brooks back on sound, he's going to go sailing, his annual sailing trip. So these are things that if you get the chance to do an annual trip, I think it's great to do. At the same time, it's not necessary to do that. You can find your wilderness in your daily activity. Maybe there's a day of the week that you call your Sabbath, and you're not on electronics all day. No television, no email. That's another way to do it. Or to just spend time, and also on a daily basis, you're walking, you're being out in nature, connecting and being. I think it all is a way to rejuvenate. Now, today, that's kind of the theme for the month, but today in particular, we're talking about a time for a tune-up. And this is part of walking in the wilderness to me, that it's a pause for guidance. If you think about our cars, they need occasional realignment, tuning up, changing the oil and those kind of things, that if we don't do that, then our car breaks down, right? So if we don't do that tune-up, that our bodies, our spirit, our soul breaks down. And really, you can do it either way. You can do scheduled maintenance, and you have a car that runs, or you can wait till it breaks down. Either one, And really, spirit is not one to make you feel guilty about it or anything. Spirit's there either way. I had a friend who she had a great deal on this economy car she bought. And a couple years into purchasing it, she had a flat tire. She got out, change the tire. She got out to change her tire. There was no spare tire. She realized, she looked in the book, no spare tire. So the time to look for our spare tire is not necessarily when you need it. It's nice to have the tools ready at your beck and call, and to practice them and be with them. So now she called AAA. She called for help. She got the help she needed. So once again, Spirit is not about making you wrong. Spirit is there whenever you turn towards it, whenever you do that willingness, whenever you ask, Spirit is there. So as Corey ten Boom says, Spirit can either be our spare tire, if you have one, or our steering wheel, And if you allow Spirit to be your steering wheel, there's more grace and more ease around that. While my mother-in-law and my wife were in Europe the past month, I tried to start her car, and because it hadn't been started in a month, it was dead. So I had to, but as soon as I jumped it to, hooked it up to a strong battery to source, it started right up, and then it kept sustaining. So the same with us. Sometimes we need to get a charge with source, with Spirit, to get our reset, to renew ourselves and allow ourselves to do that. And so I think as we step into this idea of a tune-up, of a time for a tune-up, there's three things I want to talk about. The first one is schedule a tune-up. My advice, my recommendation is not wait for your car to break down, but to schedule that time. And just like you schedule other things in your life, dental appointments, time for exercise, business appointments, schedule in meditation time, schedule in a time to be. It can just be 20, 30 minutes a day. It can be part of your walk that day, and also consider seasonal or annual, where there's a longer period of time too. Because I think it's just so important to allow yourself to quiet the mind and be present. Ernest Holmes says, quiet the mind and discover the universal truth that all is well within your soul. And I also like what Meister Eckhart says, be willing to be a beginner every single morning. So beginning to be a beginner, to see things new, see things afresh. I've been following the Olympics on and off, not a die hard on it, but I've been keeping up with stories. I usually like the personal interest stories, and I like track events. Those are kind of my, so I'll kind of watch those. And I have been fascinated by this year. Was an Olympics different than any other Olympics? One thing, it was no audience, and that was that. I know that changed things, but above all, I think it was in Japan, and Japan is sacred in and of itself, just in everything and every way. So it was a sporting event in a sacred place. And I've also been aware of the stories around mental health that have been real important. And for me, this story started with Naomi Osaka, who's the top ranked female tennis player in the world right now, who is Japanese. And she began not to having press conferences, and she later admitted she'd been struggling with depression. And it was hard for her to have these press conferences. And she even dropped out of a tournament. She participated in the Olympics. She did okay. She didn't win, but she participated. But I think an awareness that we all have challenges. And I often say that if you, in the past 2 years, if you think you haven't needed any kind of rejuvenation, resetting of your life, some sort of connection with other people to talk through situations, and you're probably in denial, because this has been a tough 2 years. Our mental health has really struggled. And so we need to be willing to ask for help or to connect with someone, to have friends that we are connecting with. And then the other piece of it was Simone Biles. Everybody expected her to win the gold and bring the gold back to the United States. We had such high expectations of her. Why are we expecting so much out of somebody else? Why are we projecting on that when she was struggling herself? And I admire her to have the courage to step back from that, not participate, and give way to let other people participate. And they did great. And she was able to take time in Japan to go to a private gym, rejuvenate, re-find her passion, which isn't about other people, by the way, and come back and get a bronze in the vault, I think it was. And that was so amazing to me because we expected her to win gold. And when we let that go, we're excited for her that she won bronze. She was excited to win bronze. How many expectations do we have of other people that hold people into a box of who we expect them to be? And this is another nice thing about having wilderness experiences. We let go of what we expect of ourselves or what we think people expect of us. And we can just be, and we can let other people be as well. The other thing I wanted to say is that the second part of this wilderness experience we talk about is to listen to the call. So we schedule when possible, but when we don't schedule, we're still open to listening. Or when we schedule and we listen, because this call of the one that Isaiah talked about, the voice of the one, calls us into the wilderness, calls us in there to prepare a way for Spirit to be in our lives, to open up our hearts. I love the story of Ginny Odell. And if you can show a picture of her, Shauna. Ginny Odell lives in Oakland. And she went to this, she's a busy person. You know, people, particularly who live in the Bay Area, you have multiple jobs just to be able to afford things. And she's an artist and a full-time teacher and had projects and writing and different things. But she kept being called to this rose garden that was the Macomb Rose Garden in Oakland. And to just sit. And there was and she was really, angry at herself to spend time there when she had so much to do. And then she finally quit resisting it and just, something is calling me here. And she took the time in this rose garden just to be and to listen. And what she found, first of all, was the whole world just opened up to her because she was noticing and observing more. She became a fan of bird watching, even though she said, we're really watching. She renamed it to bird noticing. Because I myself don't know much about birds, but I love the hummingbirds that are in my backyard and the doves that come in. So bird noticing. And she also reprioritized her life. She found things in her life that weren't important. Because if she needed to be in this rose garden, there are certain things that she needed to let go, and she let go of some things that were not important. And reprioritized what was, and she could put her passion in there, and she felt less. Seems like she said she always felt bad because she could never do everything she thought she was supposed to be doing. And now she's supposed to be in this rose garden doing nothing. But she honored that and let go of that feeling bad that she wasn't doing enough, because she recognized she was enough. Everything she was enough. And what she did was enough. And more importantly, the being in her was enough. And so out of this experience and out of this rose garden, she wrote a book called How to Do Nothing. And guess what? It was wildly popular because nobody knows how to do nothing. Nobody does. So she centered it around this rose garden, kind of was a storyteller out of this, which was a beautiful way to do a book. And it became so popular, every time she went to the rose garden, people would recognize her. So people in Oakland had read the book and were looking for her. So she couldn't be in the rose garden as much as she used to, but there are other places she could be. Lots of, particularly Oakland and this area around here has lots of nature you can be in. But it was this listening that made a difference for her in her life. And I always know this wilderness time for me is time for me to not be so focused on the problem, but focus on the solution, or just allow, I think, reveal a solution. I was talking to somebody this week who was struggling with something because her family there was some drama around some financial issues, and she was really upset about it, very angry about it, upset a particular person, but really the whole family. So she just sat down to meditate, to pray. And almost immediately the anger was gone. It dissipated, it left her body, and she found this peace. Now, the problem with her family was still there. But now she'd let go of it. And she could talk with people from clarity, not from anger. She told me that her real problem was solved. Her response was different. And because her response was different, it changed what was. So the final thing I want to say is that we open to the awe. We open to that which is the universal knowingness of all of life in this wilderness experience. You don't have to know a name of God or Spirit or Yahweh. You don't have to know how to pray. Just be. Just let go. Prepare the way for something greater to be. Let go of the obstacles. Let go of the things that bind you. Let go of the feeling that you're not enough, because you are more than enough. You are divine. You are whole, complete, and perfect just the way you are. Allow that to be the truth of what you know. And open up to life itself. If Henry Ford looked at today's cars, he would be amazed that they don't need gasoline. They don't even need a driver anymore. that vehicle, supersonic jets, can be anywhere in the world in 4 hours, and that you can pay for a ticket to space and back. And yet Henry Ford would be right in there. He said that to be anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. So as you open up to awe, take classes, come to services, go to meditation, be a part of serving here at the center on Sundays during the week at Sip and Savor. Do you get your clipboard today, Karen? All right, clipboard's back there. Serve at the Sip and Savor. Be engaged in life in some way. Do it with purpose and passion and love and connectedness. And above all, when you are struggling with something, reach out for help. Not only to Spirit, but you have a community of people. You have friends. Don't suffer by yourself. I always say I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every minute of it. And the way I enjoy it is to share it with friends. You won't believe what my dream was last night. You won't believe what my brain just made up. Actually, all my friends believe just about anything I say these days. But to be in this joy and this passion of life. And know that when you're struggling, go to the wilderness, go to friends, ask, be present, and be willing and humble in all ways. Because this is the wilderness that we can schedule, we can be in this awe, and we can listen to the one that is speaking through us. Let us go to prayer. What I know right now is that there's only one. And that is all we need to know. This oneness is in you and through you and around you. And when we are willing to be, it is always there. So we enjoy, we commune, we listen. And the truth is revealed in us as we become prophets, as we become the truth knower and the truth speaker. And so it is. All right. And now a little more music.
stuck. I'm a child of God, child of God, created from the wealth of the universe, born into the kingdom of love. I'm a child of God, created from the wealth of the universe, born into the kingdom of love. How long do I have to wait or I'll find my way home? I'm done the struggle, trying to carry the world alone. What is my birthright? Who put me in this world? I'm not an orphan, not a mortal, or a material girl. I'm a child of God, a child of God, created from the wealth of the universe, born into the kingdom of love. What is this ecstasy that comes without a cause? A human breakthrough, or did my mind just go on pause? What is that light out there that guides me to the stars? Behind a mystery, I see who you are. Child of God, I'm a child of God, created from the wealth of the universe, born into the kingdom of love. Created from the wealth of the universe, born into the kingdom of love. Feet on the ground, dreams in the sky. Feet on the ground, dreams in the sky. Feet on the ground, dreams in the sky. Feet on the ground, dreams in the sky.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This is a time in our service. We invite you to participate in the law of circulation and support our vision and mission here at the center, knowing that we know that you're contributing both consciously with prayer and support of us, as well as serving. And we would also appreciate any financial contributions you give to us to support us. Once again, you're at choice. And some of you I know give online, some of you mail in. And I often include the things that we've had mailed in to be part of this basket of abundance. And what we know is that what you give comes back to you tenfold in this circulation. Also, we want to take this time just to have a minute or two of contemplation time for you to step into the wilderness, to be intentional about this time. So feel free just to sit here and be present with yourself while we hear a song of gratitude.
Bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. I just want to thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Set me free. I just want to thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free.
So we know that all that you've given either online or through the week or today, that we have an affirmation for that says, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. We also want to acknowledge people here who are here for the first time. And so we have a special gift for you if you'll raise your hand if you're willing to do that. So up in the front row, and then all the way up here, Dale. And then this whole row right here. We want to welcome you and know that you're welcome in our community at any time, that we are an inclusive community. And if you have any questions about us or about the center, check out our website, ask us questions. We'll have coffee afterwards, and feel free to join us for that. So thank you for being here. And we have a blessing now that we're having everything passed out. So towards our new people, we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. And then I have been amiss. I missed something in announcements I need to tell you about that's very important. We are restarting our green bag campaign. Does anybody remember these green bags? It's been so long since we've done this. But the idea is that you get a green bag today, sign up. If you have one at home, that's great. I had to dig mine out. It took a while to find it because it's been buried, but it was there. And then take it to the store and fill it up with non-perishable goods. Bring it back next week, and we'll have a whole. And then Janice and other people will take them all and take them to the food bank. It's still something needed. We've been contributing tithing to the food bank, which has helped them to buy food. But we also, now that we can, want to go to the store and get a few things and bring it back. Now, if you don't have a green bag, you're listening online, you're going to be here, you can use any bag will do, is what we said this time. So any bag will do. And also you can bring it by during the week if you're not going to be here on Sunday the 15th. So I know I'm going to be gone on my solo trip next week. We got Karen Drucker coming in, which is real exciting. Wait. I know. Yeah, Karen Drucker is great. So you can just drop it off during the week if you want to. Any bag will do, but please be a part of this, and we'll take it to the food bank on that. So back to the Napa food bank. Now our blessing for children. We only have one child. We're starting our children's program in September. Oh, we got two. That's right. All right. So we raise our hands and our blessing for our children, those near and far. And we say, we love you. We care for you, and we're here for you. And then our final affirmation, our community affirmation. Let's all stand up. Let's stand up in the truth of who we are and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. And so it is. And now, closing song.
And I'm only here for love. I am free in the spirit, and I'm only here for love.
And go into the wilderness and prepare the way for Spirit. And so it is. Have a wonderful week.